Hey guys, Jason here. Today I want to talk about a little show on Disney Plus called She-Hulk Attorney at Law, specifically the first episode. I'm going to try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but some spoilery stuff might leak out, so I don't want to, I want to just give a blanketed spoiler warning just in case. So if you want to check it out and you haven't checked it out, head on over to Disney Plus. But now that I've gotten through that spoiler warning, let's go ahead and get this party started. I was pleasantly surprised by how good She-Hulk Attorney at Law was. As I had mentioned a few months ago in a Marvel fatigue video, the MCU has been going on strong now for, I want to say, almost 15 years. And in that time, they've kept the content going. And in these last couple years, now that they've added Disney Plus to the mix, it's really ramped up how much content they've put out in a year. And personally, I think that it's been a bit exhausting. I don't think anything bad about the MCU. I'm not saying anything's terrible. I mean, there are certainly there's good and bad in everything. And for the most part, it's consistently well done, well written content. It's just there's so much of it that it just gets to be a little exhausting and a bit overwhelming. And just in this year alone, there was one thing that was a bit disappointing and another thing that actually legitimately broke me. And those of you who have watched my Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness videos, you'll know. But for the most part, I've tried to kind of keep myself at a distance from the Disney Plus shows. Recently, I've only binged watched Moon Knight and Miss Marvel. But the hype surrounding She-Hulk was so high, and just everything I was seeing was just so interesting and intriguing that I just had to give it a watch. And I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised. It was one of the funniest, if not funniest, superhero show I've ever seen. Tatiana Maslany is absolutely perfect in the role of Jennifer Walters / She-Hulk. The banter between her and Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner / Smart Hulk is fantastic and always fun to watch. Particularly in this episode, that's very much. I mean, that's a majority of this episode is just the two of them, and there were genuine laugh out loud moments for me in this episode. When the title first dropped, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, it made me think of another show with a similar title and sort of a similar premise. Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. And I kind of joked, it's like, oh yeah, you're kind of trying to rip them off, huh? But actually, after having seen what the tone of this show is going to be and really what this show is going to be like, I mean, there isn't much court drama going on in this particular episode. This is almost I have to tell you this story to tell you. Before I tell you this story, I have to tell you this story type episode. But I feel like there's a lot of court-related humor in the MCU coming, and it's very similar to how Harvey Birdman kind of lampooned Hanna-Barbera using, like a courtroom setting. And I thought that was funny. And I think I hope that's where this show goes. I'm not saying that I don't like the by the numbers superhero plot, but that's kind of what Marvel has done consistently over the last 14, like I said, going on almost 15 years. But this show seems to try to finally really poke fun at the MCU in ways that other projects haven't done before. My favorite MCU anything up to this point was Thor Ragnarok. second only, and then WandaVision coming in second. I would honestly say this is probably, if not my favorite, my second favorite. I'm still, it's still early on. Things could change, but it's a strong opening right out the gate, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's wonderful. It's hilarious. Check it out, and it features the best post-credit scene in the MCU. In my opinion, it's definitely something worth watching. But I mean, if I had to give this episode of She-Hulk a review, I'd probably give it a 5 out of 5 because, again, I laughed so hard, and I actually wanted to watch the episode again after it was over. That's the highest compliment I can give any show, is when I want to watch it again right after I just saw it. So kudos to the team at She-Hulk Attorney at Law. Let me know what you thought of this week's episode of She-Hulk down in the comments. I'm going to try to do a one a week on She-Hulk. So I'll be talking more about the series. So I look forward to kind of interacting on that. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, click that notification bell to get updates on all my future videos. Thank you, as always, for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.